Hey there, Dr. Richard Alm with Dr. Bradley Muse. In this video, we want to talk about functional assessment or functional rehab and really discuss where we use it. So one of the main goals that we have here with all of our patients is to not just get them out of pain, but to also improve their overall function. And because of that, we're really going to use functional rehab, assessment and rehab in two places. The first one is going to be in the assessment. The second one is actually in the treatment itself.
Yeah, so very often when you go to a medical provider, pain is the big emphasis, which by all means, if you're coming to our office, very often pain is the reason. So we're going to do something to address that. But what a lot of medical professionals skip is finding and establishing baselines, something that we can go back to later on and see, are we actually making functional changes, not just pain on a scale of 0 to 10, but are you actually moving and functioning better? So as part of our initial audit or our examination, yes, we're doing things that are going to try to provoke your symptoms to see what kind of tissue is at play. But what we're going to also do is take you through some movements to see what does the overall quality of movement look like in the system. So we're not just going to go after the side of pain. We need to see if there's some kind of functional deficits elsewhere that may be lending itself to the pain experience.
Yeah, so really in the assessment part, we're looking for two things. First, we're trying to figure out what's the source of the problem. You might have low back pain, but that might be from core instability or hip issues or ankle range of motion, whatever. We get that in the functional assessment. The other thing that we want to do is establish baselines. And this is important because we're going to go back through over and over and over again and retest our baselines to ensure that whatever we're doing in treatment is actually impacting your overall function. The last thing that we use it for is really the final part of the rehab process, and that is in the treatment where we're going through and we're sort of restoring function. When you first walk in the door, we obviously have to do an exam and figure out what's going on and where it's coming from. We then have to give you guys power over your symptoms. That's really critical for us. We don't want you guys to be dependent on what we're doing in here. We want to work with you so that you have control over your symptoms. Then we're going to do a lot of manual techniques and dry needling and other things to get the body moving or capable of moving correctly. Then comes the functional assessment. That's where we make sure that we take this new body that you've got that is capable of moving well or moving properly, and we use functional rehabilitation to ensure that that actually happens. So if we've worked on your lumbar spine mobility or your hip mobility or your core strength a little bit, now it's a matter of we need to integrate what we just taught you or what you just learned in your home exercises and in the treatments into a lot of your bigger functional movements like bending down to pick something up, what we would call hinging. Can you squat? Can you press? Can you pull? All of these fundamental movements that you're going to use every day in your life, we want to make sure that you're doing those in a way that does not cause problems. That's essentially functional rehabilitation. Right. So in review, functional rehabilitation is incredibly important here. It's kind of the foundation of what we do. And we're going to use this in the beginning, in the assessment part, to look for the source of the problem and to get baselines. And then we're going to use it at the end of the treatment plan, where we're actually trying to get what I call the restoration of function phase, where you're trying to take this new body, this new pain-free body that you've got, and we want to make sure that it's functioning well in hopes of eliminating the possibility that you actually have that problem come back. So,
yeah. If you guys have any questions, be sure to comment below. Reach out to us on Instagram, or as always, call the office.
Yeah, and please, you can check out the other videos too that we have on functional rehabilitation. So,
have a good one.
Thanks, guys.